Hey guys, my name is Mark from Jazz Guitar Lessons. So in this video, I think it's more of a quick tip for guitar players, especially when it comes to technique that are used in context of learning songs, lines, and licks. And especially recently, we'll post a link here or here. There's a pentatonic series, which is one of my favorite things to do as an improviser, is to use pentatonic superimposition. And there's a lot of times where you have to wind up on two consecutive strings on the same fret like this, right? So you have to play a pentatonic riff and go. You have to use the same finger on different on two different strings, but they're in the same fret. And I noticed in students that often what you guys will wind up doing is like play the note, then lift a finger and go to the next string. And that's a big no-no because there is a technique called a finger roll that we will look at into this video. So I will give you two techniques and suggestions, and then towards the end I will show you some examples of where you can find this in tunes. Recently I was learning Daoud, the great Clifford Brown song. So what is it? And then you can find it everywhere. So this is one of the greatest guitar techniques that is not related to a mode or scale or whatever. It's just a way to address the instrument that can make you save years of time in technique and struggle, and that can really make you a better player almost overnight. So let's get into the exercises. Okay, so first portion of the exercise is to find out how to do the finger roll. So pick any fret, any string. So I'll pick randomly fret 7 on D string here, okay? And then your goal is to go and play the next note up here, so the D, so from an A to a D. And instead of picking and lifting your finger and coming back down, what I want you to do is do an armchair roll with your finger. So you go. So the finger never actually leaves. I'm really exaggerating. Don't flare your elbow like that, please. But your goal is really to just keep the finger pressed and just use the tip for one and then the pad for the next one. So see if you can do that on this fret along with me. And take it slowly. So essentially there's a roll happening in your first joint. It's really, really subtle. And then there's a roll maybe happening a bit in your wrist and your arm. It's very subtle. Now, let's just keep to the same fret and go a fret up. So do it with your second finger. Just get used to that feeling. And then of course do the third finger here. Right? And then pinky. Pinky's the hardest because it's really short, right? So take a moment, make sure that you can pick any fret anywhere and that you're comfortable doing two strings that are consecutive. And biggie, you do not want the two strings, you don't want this. You don't want them to ring out. You have to separate one note. So you really want the notes to be separated from one another. That's one of the biggest lessons. And if you guys have done some rock and roll and stuff, so that's a technique of sweep picking, right? When you sweep, you don't want all the notes to sound. You want to sweep and have separate notes. So let's go to the second exercise. Okay, secondly, we will see if we're able to move that around. So the exercise I designed is pretty simple. You start here at, say, the 3rd fret. And you will play with your index the G note and then the note C that's on the next string. Again, make sure they are separated and do that process. Note, note. And then for the next fret up, what we're going to do is the opposite. So in 4th fret, we're going to go. So to recap, beginning G, C, then C sharp, G sharp. And you will continue on this on the same set of 4 notes with your 4 fingers on the same string set. So your goal is to have notes that are clearly separated. Not. You don't want both notes to ring at the same time. So ultimately, once you're able to master this exercise, all you will do is this. And you could take it up on any other fret. You can start the set 9th fret and go. And now let's move on to the next exercise. Next up, we will incorporate a change of string on that. So we will play the first 4 frets, so G, here, and here, and here. Then replicate the same thing on the next string. and the next string. Right? So you ascend all of the 6 strings by using the same technique. You don't have to go really fast, like I just went really fast. Your goal, again, I'm repeating myself, is to have the notes not ring out at the same time and not lifting your finger off. So it's really fine motor in your first joint and wrist and elbow. So let me do that one more time slowly from the bottom. 3 and 4 and next string. And next string. Keep going. And indeed, what we can do is go backwards, so we can use the exact same 4 frets and the exact same exercise and go. Right, you start with the top note and you do it with your pinky. That's the most that's the most bizarre one, honestly, the pinky one, right? So you do this on that string set. And then next string set, same thing, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And good job. All right, before we get into the advanced exercise that I devised for these finger roll exercises, I just wanted to show you at least 2 songs that I love and that I have all my students learn that have this finger roll. So Oleo is the great Sonny Rollins rhythm change. It goes like this. Right, that's a bop head, right? So the first note is a B flat, and then you go G, C. And here's the finger roll. If you struggle with this, it's because you haven't really learned the finger roll. So, or else you're gonna wind up playing the B flat, the G here, and then lifting your finger and going to the C. So if you learn to roll, you're gonna have a much easier time. And the other one is also with a C note, Solar by Miles Davis. So here, da, da, da. So you play a C to a G. So both tunes, it's a C and a G. In Oleo, it's G to C, and in Solar, it's C to G. So you just see that playing jazz tunes on the guitar, finger roll is an essential portion. So let's get to an advanced exercise now. All right, advanced players, this is something I cooked up. So if you're really good with your two strings finger rolls, challenge yourself to go on 3 strings. And here's something you could do. Start at the 5th fret and then go 3 strings. So in that case, it's an A, a D, and a G. And then on the next fret, go down. That's much more challenging. So A, D, G, then a G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. Then of course do the same thing. The pinky one is really strange, by the way. My pinky is really short as compared to my other fingers, so I struggle a lot with this one. So go slow and build this up. And then, of course, what you can do is just go to the next string and keep doing the same thing. Or, for variation, what I like to do, I move down 1 fret to make it even, the space between the frets is wider. So I go up, down, then up. So I start at the 4th fret, then another, and here you can go, sorry, then again. So let me try to do it complete without stopping to give you an idea. And of course, if you're advanced, you can find ways to challenge your finger roll, make sure it's really, really fluid on 2 or 3 strings like this. Let's get going. 3, 2, 3, 4. That's wrong here. Sorry. Good. Okay. So something like that. This, of course, this is something I made up on the fly, but you can really find different solutions to work out that technique in your playing. All right. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, and check out the rest of the channel. There's plenty of videos about jazz chord shapes for the guitarist, learning standards, improvisation techniques. I talked about these pentatonic superimpositions. So hopefully this technique that you learned in the video, you can carry it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes per day. And what you can expect is just greater fluency when you're playing lines like bebop has or pentatonics, but also you can expect this fluency to show up in your own soloing and your own improvisation. So of course I will see you on the website, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and if you're interested in getting some private coaching with yours truly, please check the link below, and I will see you soon on this channel. Take care. Thank you.